Hi, Yvonne. Are we ready? Are we ready?
Yes!
Yes! Snímamo. Hi, guys. Oh, the number is growing. Hey, Gisela. Angie's saying hi.
Hi!
Hey, Maria. Maria is here.
Hi, Maria!
Emily is here.
Hi, Emily. See you in 2 weeks.
Pozdrav, Olivera. So I have a couple of my, probably more than a couple of my Croatian model. Sit on your place,
Sorry.
model. I have probably, oh yeah, Gisela is saying hi.
Hello.
I probably have my Croatian and Serbian followers. So, hey, Petra. And actually people from my hometown. Hello, everybody from Vancouver, Canada. Definitely, Yvonne is cold just looking at me. Honestly, Yvonne, I left my heater all night in a studio, so we are a bit warm here. We're going for a glass of wine after the class,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, we're going on a wine afterwards, so we're good. Hi, Christina. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. First of all, thank you, Christina, for your video this morning. I was actually getting ready and watching it carefully, you and all that bling of yours. Today, I'm gonna do something different. I will make sure to stay in 1 hour limit, but by any chance if I go further than 1 hour, I'm just gonna save the video and come back. Today what I prepared, and I know that Christina said that naravno Branka iz Srbije, Balkan, the entire ex-Yugoslavia is watching me, so I'm very pumped, and Canada and States and Belgium, everybody. So I wanted to prepare something. Everybody knows that I mix everything and I love mixing systems, and I'm pumped when I'm working with a brand such as Ugly Duckling that allows me to have everything from gel polish to hard gel, acrylic, and acryl gel. And I wanted to show you something today that will, and Holland, exactly. Hi, Priscilla. I wanted to show you something that will gather all the systems in one nail and one design, where I'm gonna allow you actually to see who Zrinka is. And thankfully I have my beautiful model here with her beautiful hands. And yeah, that's her hand. Usually my lives with Angela are hilarious. This is more like a Comic-Con, can I say that? Like a comedy show?
Comedy show.
Comedy show. And hopefully
A to Z.
A to Z. And everybody will be happy to see what we prepared today. So
What Zrinka prepared.
What's Zrinka prepared? Thank you, Christine.
I'm just here for the show.
Well, she's just here for the show. I'm gonna do all the job and all the work. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna do almond. A lot of my students are watching me today, and I will definitely agree, and they will agree with me that one of my favorite shapes that I usually judge and love to do is proper almond. And we always have, and I always have that question from my students, like, what is a proper almond and what are perimeters? Sorry, perimeters are very simple, and I will definitely say, as long as you know how to prep the nail and how to cut the form and prep the form, your job is already done. Afterwards, when you know how to apply the product and smart application that I'm always praise about, because that's very significant for every technician, especially educator, to know how to smartly use and basically shape it with your brush. We shape nails with brush. We don't shape them with file. So today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to prep the form. I'm gonna do it in sections. Like I said before, I'm gonna make sure that everything is in the time. And you will see how it's easy to do a nail and without piling and filing, have that perfect perimeter in the end. Hi, Natasha. Hi, Teresa. So I'm gonna roll the camera, and before I roll the camera, Angie.
Wait, they can't see me.
No.
Oh. I just want to see.
So before we roll the camera, I'm gonna show you the nail that we're gonna do today. I think that you saw it on my pictures and my poster. This is a shorter version, which is a square. So we're gonna do slightly different nails that you probably seen from before. So we're gonna use 4 systems. We're gonna use gel polish, we're gonna do hard gel, we're gonna use acrylic, and the last one, acrylic gel. So we're gonna mix 4 systems in one nail and follow certain perimeters to get that perfect smile line and we forgot gel polish colors.
Gel polish
Color. And we're gonna create the perfect perimeter for Salon Almond. So let's roll camera. You're gonna see my face again.
Take notes, Emily.
Take notes, Emily. Let me rotate it. Okay, we're here. If you have a problem seeing anything, please do not hesitate to tell us. We definitely gonna make sure that we are on and in the frame. Angela is reading my mind.
Yep.
So what we did is I used usually one of the worst nails to work on, and that's index. Because why, Angela?
The hyponychium is so long.
The hyponychium is so long, especially on her nail now, super long, and usually index fingers are drooping downwards. That happens because the nerves connected with thumb and index are different than other nails. Usually circulation is a very slow because that nerve is the longest in our body, which is another class to attend. We're going to do that in Salon Perfection class with me. But that's why our indexes are usually drooping downwards, because it's a different system of and a groupation of nerves. So usually I know that a lot of people have issues with this nail. That's why I chose to do this nail. I prepped the nail with non-acid primer. Non-acid primer is my favorite. It's a sticky double-side tape. Very easy to work with. Very good adhesion. Do you say adhesion? You don't know.
God,
okay,
no, I can't say it now.
Okay.
Wait, say it again.
Adhesion. Connection. Adhesive. Okay.
Adhesive.
Sorry, my immigrant English is not being.
What's my excuse?
Adhesive. So the connection is better. Yeah. I think we could say it that way. So because I know that Angela's nails has a very high hyponychium, I'm not going to try and fit the form because the form will definitely not suit the nail. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and cut it slightly deeper, and we're going to go from second square on the right across the first square in the middle, and then the second square on the left. So we're going to start cutting in longer moon. I literally cut my glove now. Adhesion. Okay. So this is the form that we need. Comparing to a regular form that we didn't cut, this is our ending here, and here we need slightly longer. For almond, we need to connect. Why am I using gloves like now? Can you please pull it? Thank you, nurse. Thank you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna connect the sides first, because in nails there is no side overlapping on form. If the side and form is overlapping on each side, which means that diameter, which is that black line and the middle line on every nail. Oh, thank you. They love my accent.
Hey, what about mine?
Wait, do I have an accent? That's impossible. See, my daughter is saying no. Thank you. So I'm gonna close my light, and this is the diameter. That's the line that separates each object on two equal parts. What we need to know is that form has a diameter to help us to fit the form properly and connect it to the middle of your nail. So what we need to do is we need to connect the form, and we are not allowed to have any overlapping. Millimeter is allowed. More than 1 millimeter, already the nail will go crooked. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start and we're gonna fit the form. Since we're doing Salon Almond, we need to make sure that our form goes straight. When we look at Angela's nails, we know and we see that she has a very, very, very high stress point. That's her natural stress point, and she's missing apex. Knowing how Almond looks like, and now before placing the form, I'm gonna take this opportunity and write it down, because nothing in my class without pictures and sketching. What we see with Angela nail is that her nail is bumpy in the middle. So this is stress point. Every nail has a stress point, and usually nails, we have different types of nails. We're not going to go through types and how to fit the form, because we're not going to have enough time. Second of all, we have nail on Angela here. I'm going to draw the same nail so you can follow the sketch and how I'm building her nail afterwards. So what we know is that when we place the form straight, and form for Almond always goes straight, and let's say this is form, what we need to do is we need to imagine how the nail will go. Knowing that we're doing Almond, we know that apex, which is a highest point of the nail, starts on first third of the nail plate and entire nail. Nail plate, nail, the same. It's always on the first third. It's here. That's apex. Knowing that Almond has very significant and very easy, I would say, and simple perimeters, we know that A will start drooping downwards. One common mistake that I see in North America, and since I came to Canada, and I'm not saying just North America, I'm seeing that all over the place, is that people mix pointy nails with almonds. Not everything that's pointy is almond, and not everything that goes point has the same perimeters. So when we talk about Salon Almond, and I'm gonna put it here just so we know what we're talking about, we know that A is higher than the B. That's our apex and free edge. B, my students will know I'm always referring to free edge. We know that A is higher than the B, which means that B will be here. You can see that if we pull the parallel lines, the upper arch will not go straight like different shapes like Russian almond or modern extreme almond. A will be higher than the B. And then we get to the problem, because it's very hard to understand for somebody who never did this almond how to fit sidewall to that B that it's slightly in the air. Well, that's a very significant part of any Salon Almond. That's the sidewall. Sidewall goes straight, and then it swoops up under 30-degree angle. That's proper almond. This here inside, and I'm going to use the red marker so you can see here, that's C curve. C curve needs to be prominent. It will look like this. Around 60% C curve follows the almond shape. Why around and why not significantly and specifically 60? Because that depends how high our B goes. Sometimes we will have an issue. We will need to lift that form slightly up. That's another level in another class. That way, when the B is higher, the C curve goes higher. So if the B is higher, the 60 will turn to 70, 80, and more. So that's how we separate certain shapes from certain shapes. And Salon Almond has A higher than the B. When we see this, we already know that apex is higher and droops down toward the B. 60% curve, obviously because sidewall is lower. The shorter the nails, the sidewall will swoop sooner. So if we had longer nails now, we will have that sidewall going straight, it will stop, and then it will swoop and connect with the peak. So now we're going to continue on a form placement. We all know how almond looks like. Almond is a very tapered shape. It has very slim body. We need to be sure that it's not pointy because almond is not pointy. Almond has a rounded point. And knowing that Angela's nails is a bit crooked, why did I choose the worst nail of your hand? Can you explain that to me?
It's pretty.
It's wonderful. This is my problem. This is my problem. I always make things worse for myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on knuckle here and not knuckle here because this knuckle goes in slightly swoop. So I'm going to place my finger and I see now that my nail needs to be shifted on one side.
I wonder if my finger got bent from holding people's fingers for so
Probably.
long.
Angela is also a nail technician. She's my student.
Yes!
Yes. So, I told you, a comedy show. We need to have our YouTube channel, I'm telling you. So, when I look at her almond, what I need to do is, first of all, I need to ask my client before pinching how long she wants to go.
I would like it long, please.
Yeah, well, see, there you go. You choose the worst nail so that we can learn more. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So are you saying I have a bad nail?
No, nothing personal, Angela.
It'll be beautiful.
Nothing
after.
personal. So when we look at this nail, I fit the perimeter and a diameter, on the middle of her nail to match her bone because this lower knuckle goes slightly inside. So instead of putting my form here, I'm gonna lift it and shift it on my left. Now, when I ask Angela how long we want to go, we will go till 4, and that's where I'm pinching my form. You need to pinch the form to the number that you're gonna have in the end. That way, you will have consistent thickness and taperedness all over hand, both hands. Because when we have inconsistent form placement, we have 10 inconsistent apexes in the end, sidewalls, and perimeters. So that's how we see how long we need to go. Now when this is placed, and don't be surprised if you have high hyponychiums and when you see that hole on the side. Do not be stressed about it because we're going to use the system that's going to fill those holes and fill them with product. So no worries, I'm going to show you how to fix that because some nails are absolutely it's impossible to fit the form in because hyponychiums are so low and the sidewalls are super high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a natural base. This is gel polish. And I'm gonna apply it on primer. I'm gonna go very thin and I'm gonna surround the entire nail. Before I place it in the lamp, thank you so much, Natasha. I prepared some of the glitter. You can use any glitter that you want. I actually prepared, no. Don't put it in the lamp, anything. So I'm gonna take some chunks and place them on cuticle area, on apex area. And I'm not gonna be afraid to chunk it up a bit. Like this. Everything is running away from me. Thank you guys so much. And you can put it in the lamp 30 seconds. Why 30 seconds and not 60? Because we will definitely see, do we need more polish on top? So what I'm doing with this polish is actually I'm creating this cuticle area very transparent, and I will make sure when I file it, I'm gonna have that glitter sticking out and creating the aquarium effect on the cuticle area. So I'm gonna move the glitter. I'm gonna just add a bit more. And okay, put in the lamp 30 seconds. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna prepare our acrylic. So what I put here is I put the baby wipe under the paper just so it soaks the excess amount of monomer and it doesn't stink. I'm gonna use my dampen dish and I'm gonna place the paper underneath just so I don't ruin this beautiful background. And what I did is I prepped the white and clear powder from Ugly Duckling, and I created a Milky Way, a perfect Milky Way for our second step. As you can see, and as many of you know, probably acrylic and polymer are amazing connection, and they connect amazing with water. So I'm not afraid that my acrylic won't stick to the wet surface. Acrylic sticks to basically anything and everything. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna lift and I'm gonna use acrylic and create a smile line. But before that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a clear gel from Ugly Duckling, and I'm gonna create with my gel brush, and I love those brushes. I'm gonna create a skeleton. First of all, I'm gonna put my glove on. If the camera and the picture go slightly yellow, that's because my blue gloves are usually reflecting the light, and then everything goes a bit yellowish. So now, before acrylic, before anything, I'm gonna use clear gel, and I'm gonna place it where my form meets the nail, and I'm gonna go and slightly push gel into those little pockets that were created due to high hyponychiums. This part is I called skeleton, and I'm building a skeleton for Almond. I'm gonna go to the number that I'm following. Yeah, they're regular baby wipes, and they will soak the smell of acrylic, because the problem with acrylic is that when you wipe the brush on a paper, that's the part that usually stinks the most. So this way we're neutralizing it, or you can use diffuser with peppermint oil. It's a clear, natural base. So now we're creating a skeleton for Almond. No, that's a paper towel on top of the baby wipe. because I just want good soak from my brush, and I need a clear surface. So now I'm creating that swoop, 30% swoop, 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 and pulling the product super thin. Reason why I'm doing this, beside the fact that in this case it's filling the gaps of her nail, is that I have a solid back and a solid background for my products to be applied, and that the form won't move. It will stick and it will be on the surface steadier. Right, Angie?
Right.
Right. Very thin. Okay, put it in the lamp. If you're not sure that your form is properly placed, definitely make sure that you pinch the form before placing it in the lamp so you can give that form another grip. I'm gonna wipe my brush, and afterwards we will proceed with the acrylic application. So what I did in those two little pots, like I said before, I mixed acrylic, white and clear, and in the ratio, are you okay?
Yeah.
You're back. In the ratio
2 to 1.
1 white, 2 white and 1 clear, and here is 2 clear and 1 white. So this is darker Milky Way and this is lighter Milky Way. Okay, you can take that out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe the skeleton. The reason for that is so when I file it, the dust won't stick to it and I have a smooth surface. I'm still going to keep my form on. Yeah, I put the baby wipes under the paper towel to soak the smell of monomer so it doesn't stinks, because I think a lot of people have the issue with odor.
I should do that in my shop.
Yeah. Acrylic brush number 10, flat, my favorite. What did I choose to do? Because I can control the thickness of gel way better if it's thinner than acrylic. Acrylic has, acrylic has one thing, is that it's a very hard to do it so thin and have that much control of a product, because it definitely cures faster, especially if the room is warm, and our room is warm. Unlike gel, I can control it, and when I know it's on its spot, I put it in the lamp and I cure it. So it's just the product control. I personally love acrylic more than gel, but I teach in all systems because I do believe that I need to know all the systems, but I also like to mix systems. So that's just my preference, especially for this class. So I'm going to show you the mix of product. Let me just move this. White. Now it's time for me to build that smile line. And I'm gonna blend this white all the way to the sparkles. Now I'm pushing everything in and building that perfect smile line wall. I wanted to blend the natural nail first before I start pushing the wall. And pushing everything in where my free edge will find its place. Usually what we say, perfect smile line, it's a mirror reflection of your cuticles. Depends what shape are you doing. And then slightly longer than that. Again, we on a competition, as judges, our job is to fit proper and judge proper smile line according to a nail. Now I'm basically shaping the smile line with my brush so I can have less work in the end. I'm pushing my brush under 45 degrees, and I'm tapping my hips in order to create that perfect upper arch of my wall, very crisp. Angles in. Yes, so the warmer the room, the faster it cures. Now I'm controlling my wall, and you can see how it started raising up. Thank you, Kim. Kim is my student from Abbotsford. Now I'm tapping it with my brush. That's why I love flat brushes, because I can angle it under 45 degrees. You can see the thickness already, where my wall will be and where my free edge will pop in and fit perfectly. We need those edges to be very crisp. Shaping it with my brush. And hips. Yes, hips. You can see the smile line, and I shaped it with my brush. Obviously we're going to use more file in the end. Okay, let's put it here and let's blend even more. And now pull it down again to fill all those little gaps and possible bumps that we have. You can see that I'm going up and I'm blending everything with the same darker Milky Way color. Tapping it, and shaping everything, like I said, with my brush only. You can see now that smile line started raising up, and now it's time to lift the apex up. Now I'm going to use the lighter one, and I'm going to tap it a couple of times to create a solid bulb. Wipe it up a bit and push everything closer to cuticles. And hips first, leave the spine on. Spine is our middle part of the nail. We need the spine to give us illusion that the nail is slimmer. My students will know what I'm talking. And now we are blending everything together. Blending. I'm sorry if it's off the frame. And I'm just going to use a bit more to cover everything up. Yes, Kim.
What did she say?
She said yes, imitating you pulling on your t-shirt. Remember? Illusion?
Oh, yeah.
That's a very, very funny story. When I always teach like that, and on one event in Saskatoon, Quinn Gwen was there with me, and she entered my classroom when I was actually pulling my shirt, and she started laughing, and she said, I honestly never in my life saw somebody teaching a class like that, especially pulling her shirt and explaining boobs and hips. She said, I have to use it for myself. She was so funny. And then she called me one time. She sent me a message that she taught the class like that. And she said, everything made sense. Finally, people understood when I was showing them my boobs and my hips and my t-shirt. So that was a funny story. I like to use vision and pictures and eyes, obviously, because in my school, I had my psychology teacher, and she was explaining every issue with examples and stories. So me, when I was doing like my test, I would remember her stories and her samples and examples, like what happened, and then I would pass my test. Well, there you go.
Yeah. I never passed any tests.
You never passed any test. That's nice. Angie. You passed my test.
True.
That's the best test ever.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna what?
It's like 65.
I'm gonna clean my brush. Angie. I'm just gonna try and tap the product. Is it clear? Dry, not clear. Dry, and it's not. So I'm just gonna wait for a bit. So do you have any questions so far? I can see that 218 of you are watching. Any question? Does everything make sense? Christina, Natasha. Let's just wait so it dries. Thank you so much, Abby. Well, I did had online classes, and some of them here, they're watching, they actually took my online classes. I'm not against it. I just believe that my knowledge is way better in person. I think I am very hard on myself, and I don't want to do anything more than I did. Less than I would, want to get from my teacher if I take the class. So it's not that I can't, it's that I am afraid that I'm not going to satisfy myself, not you, myself. So that's why I prefer one-on-one. But we will see. Never say never. Hey, Serbia. Okay, so yes, Mirrors, you can do this with polygel. I prefer using with acrylic just for this class so I can show you certain things. So what I'm doing now is I'm using medium and coarse file. I'm gonna angle it, and I'm gonna first decide where my smile line will be. Now it's the time that everything I could not fix with my brush, I'm fixing it with my file. I'm starting with file leaned on the wall, and I'm going back and forth from angle to the middle on one side first. As I'm doing that, I'm trying and I'm angling my file even more to fit free edge under the smile line, even more and more crispier. So as I'm going, you can see that I'm switching and changing the angles of my file. Now I'm going to go on the other side, and I'm going to repeat that on the other side with this finger holding the opposite side so it doesn't slip. This is why I wanted to create that skeleton underneath, because I wanted to make sure that I have a good base and that I do not destroy form and leave those papers, little pieces of paper hanging and sticking from it. so it's more cleaner. Again, smile line and 45-degree. You can see that here we already have that beautiful wall. And then how we're going to make those walls even better and thicker and crispier is I'm going to use the file and I'm going to touch the hips. So when I'm touching the hips, actually my hip and my side wall will connect in that perfect smile line. So when you're filing wall, don't forget to file your hips as well. Crispier, exactly. Pull it down here, and you can see that I'm not touching middle. Reason for that is now is the time when Emily is saying my t-shirt pulling is I'm actually want to create the illusion that my nail is slimmer. You can do that with all sorts of products. You can do that with file, but if you do not have a spine, you will never have that illusion that any nail is slimmer, and we will have an issue filling the gaps and making nail look super slim considering what form and shape are we doing. Yes, I love this sound. Going back and forth again. Those parallel lines, they need to align and be parallel, angle to an angle. We don't have a lot to file, I would say, with acrylic because we definitely shaped it with our brush. But it's never too good and enough for me. I am a sucker for fine lines. Everybody will know that. I'm not a painter like Priscilla. Priscilla's work is absolutely gorgeous. I am definitely more of a architect in the family. And she is definitely Picasso in the same family. So this is our spine line. And now we can see that our apex was lifted and it's going to start drooping downwards. This wall will definitely go lower. That's why I wanted to make sure that I pushed the file under, instead of 90 degrees, I pushed it under 45 degrees and more on the sides, obviously, for everything and every product to fit better. Okay, so our next step is gel polish. I'm gonna show you the colors that I picked. First, what we're gonna start is with number 60. It's a very dark velvety blue color. It's beautiful and it will match. My A, it's not equal B. This is not B, this is B. And as you can see, A will start falling down because this will still go lower. So this is not B. This is apex and this is free edge. So no, it's not equal. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use gel polish and I'm gonna paint. So if they want a shorter nail, how would you tailor the smile line? Same. Perfect ratio for almond always is 2:1. The longer the nail, the ratio becomes smaller, so then it's 1:1. That depends on the length. So now I'm using gel polish and I'm painting the wall. As you can see, I can go above. I'm not afraid because my smile line is shaped properly. And now I'm gonna use, are you sleepy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you are.
Too much sleep.
Now I'm gonna use my gel brush, older one, for colors, and I'm just gonna blend everything down. And you can put in the lamp. 30 seconds. And meanwhile, I'm gonna prepare, I'm gonna press it here. I'm gonna prepare my other colors. Kim was like, Angela's so lucky to be her model. You get to watch her lessons over and over again. Yes. Definitely. So I'm gonna use Milky White gel, sculpting gel. And I'm gonna use a wooden stick to place it on the surface. Here. I'm gonna use, a lot. I always like to have slightly more than I need, just in a case. Okay. Now I'm gonna use gel polish 25. And I'm gonna put it on. Now I'm gonna use red
45.
45.
I remember from the swatches I did.
Oh yes. Tiny bit. Tiny bit. Now we're gonna do 50. Gold. We're gonna use the same blue that we used for the wall. Tiny bit. And we're gonna use white sculpting gel. And I'm gonna pull it across design. Like this. Poly, clear. I'm gonna take one bit and I'm gonna place it here. And then, if you can see, hopefully you can. Let me zoom it. Clear will help me to pass the lightning when I put it in the lamp through all the colors. I'm gonna create a little, it's like a see-through window. It's gonna help me for those colors to cure faster. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna scoop this, rotate, and place it on the nail. Pull it up. And pull it down. 30 seconds in the lamp. Yes, this is trust the process for sure. Right, Angie?
Yep.
We don't know what we're gonna have in the end. At least we will make sure that it's something worth of your time.
And money.
And money. So I put the red again, and I'm gonna swirl it again. Don't swirl too much because you're gonna blend those colors and create a pile. A mush, yes. A mush of product that we don't need. So now we're gonna use again, I'm gonna scoop up more gold, and I'm gonna lean on this side and here and down, and I'm gonna follow my almond shape and follow the lightning on the bottom. Before I place it in the lamp, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use those little specks from the top, and I'm just gonna use any sticky surface, might as well just this, and place it in this area. I'm gonna zoom it out just so you can see. Can we? Yeah. We're looking on the sides. Let me see, everything is aligned. If you see something missing, pull it here and play with it even more. Okay, put it in the lamp. How much would you charge typically per nail? I mean, that depends.
This full set, $200.
Oh, this full set, marble French, made like this, it wouldn't be below, I'm not sure, $200, but below 150, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now,
It's gonna take a long time.
yeah, well, it depends how fast you are. That's the thing. You know, if you're faster, of course, you can do it faster. So, depends. Are you charging design, or are you charging your skills and work? I would definitely charge more for this. I would definitely go with, like, if I do it separately, $10 off bat. So now I took polygel, and because I have a lot of gaps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the middle, and people use clear, people use a lot of things. I'm just going to use my monomer, and I'm going to make sure that I fill all the gaps. This part now is pile and file, because we needed to accommodate so much colors and so many, you know, amount of colors inside. But it's worth it in the end, trust me. So now I'm pushing everything down. Definitely with monomer, I prefer to work because it has that oily feeling to it. And because I love acrylic, it actually gives me that vibe. Hey, Scotland. Okay, so now when we look at our nail, we can see that our nail started drooping down. When we pull our file, everything will be aligned and the nail will look absolutely gorgeous. Obviously now it looks bulky, but when we remember and go backwards how we place the form, we know that our nail in the end will look gorgeous. Let's put it in the lamp, 60 seconds. I prefer, funny, yes, that's a question that I always got asked and get asked, is like, you don't use brush. I actually love brushes. They're very thick, and instead of brush, then I use this. It's a wooden stick. It actually scoops the monomer in it, or alcohol, depends how you like to do it, and it leaves stick wet, unlike brush. When you brush it out and it's super soft, you don't have any pressure points. With stick, I basically just tap it and lead it where I need it to be. And of course, I filed off my index. There goes the neighborhood.
Bye.
Bye. In 5 minutes, the video will definitely, I'm gonna finish my video and I'm gonna do the second one just so I can show you the finished product. Is it cured? It is. Okay. So this is sidewall, pressing the form, opening the form, and when we look from the back, smile line is clear. Yeah, so this is okay, we just have a technical issues. Technical. Okay, 4 minutes. Let's start filing. Thank you, Angie.
You're welcome. It costs $8.
What? $8? I'm gonna wipe the sticky one. What?
It costs to be the boss.
Oh,
and
okay.
you said $8.
I thought you said it will cost you $8. I'm taking you lunch later. Come on. Da-na-na-na. Okay, well, let me just peel this off. I absolutely love ugly duckling forms. They're so sticky that this is just to prove when we have a little piece sticking. Okay, so I'm gonna use my brush and I'm gonna start rounding the shape, and that's number 1 in shaping process in my class is
the
length. We're not gonna say everything, right? No. We're just gonna skip some things, right? We're gonna be mean.
Yep.
And now we're gonna clean up and start cleaning up the smile line. I'm using the finer side of file. I like to be very gentle with smile line, even though I know that it's no way that I can remove anything more than I need. I just like to use that carefully. And you can see that smile line started to show up. And why the color in the beginning on the wall? Because my smile line will be darker now comparing to entire nail. Givela. Smalling. And now we're going on other side. I like shades. You can see that even on my pictures. I like to take picture of my nails just like any other photographer will take a picture of their models. I like to show certain things. I like to hide things that I don't basically need to show at that point. But photography is absolutely amazing thing where you can showcase your work. So now when I'm looking at the bottom, you can see the thickness of the sides. Actually, that thickness on the side is telling you how much more you need to go. Look at this, thickness here, which means that I can taper my almond even more and create that perfect perimeter and the face of an almond. So it's 12:59. Let me save the video, guys, and let's
BRB.
Be right back.
Yeah.
Be right back. Saving the video. See you in a couple of minutes. Are we gonna have a wine afterwards?
Yes! We're gonna have
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Pour me some food. Almost done.
Almost done. Okay. We're gonna wait couple of you more, probably 150 more.
Oh, they have to come back on.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait. If you have any questions, please shoot the question out.
You have 10 seconds. Go.
Woo. Let's wait. Let's wait for all of you to come back again. It's almost gonna be done. Come on, you can do it.
You can do it. I want all my nails to be this long now.
I know. We can do it in one session, one live session.
Yeah.
Why do I always keep losing my plastic? Is it like, oh, it's not, it's here. Are we back? We are. We are back. Awesome. Do you ever use e-file or just hand file because your application is so precise? Exactly. So I do tend to use e-file on this area here because I don't like to touch my clients' cuticles with files. No matter how carefully you buff them out and make them a bit smoother, they always can cut, especially after manicure. Especially after manicure that cleans everything, because basically when we clean everything, we are touching all that surface with hand file. No matter how soft the hand file is, it can always damage the cuticles. So I tend to stop right about here, and then I use my bit to clean everything and smooth every single product with the natural nail. The smoothest the area, the thinnest the product here, it will last longer. The thickest, it will lift. Usually I have questions from students, why do my nails lift? It's because you have a lot of products on your cuticle area. So cuticle area with apex needs to be gradually blended. So let's continue. You can see the face of the nail. Obviously this stuff, it's still not smooth it out. I did not use a lot of hips. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fix the face first before I start in shaping the body. Face is number one. Every shape is recognized and every nail form that we know is recognized by its face. If we don't have a face, we don't have a form. After the face comes other perimeters, and then we follow up with those. So now I'm going and I'm removing the hips. And pushing everything and making sure everything is slim. Let me just move my camera a bit. After that, I'm going for the sidewall. And you can see straight, swoop up, straight, swoop up. And basically going up as I'm doing that. Swoop up, swoop up, swoop up. I'm gonna stop now. When I look at my nail from the bottom, this still is thick, it will go away. But when we compare it to the other side, you can see how this nail started to become more slimmer. Apex needs to be fixed. We're gonna go on that in the end. Let's go other side. Like we said, straight, swoop up. Straight,
Swoop up.
And that's our perfect sidewall for, can I just rotate your hand a bit? You can lean it down. Thank you. Sticking in the air. And
swooping it up.
Swooping it out. Swoop up. Because our form went straight, we have salon shape. If our form went up, we would have upper arch, A and B equal, which means that this wall will be lower, which means that the C-curve would be higher. That's the difference between salon shapes and extreme shapes. And let's not mix apples and pears. Extreme shapes tend to have very straight upper arch, which means that upper arch will be here. A and B will connect. Since we're doing Salon Almond, we don't need that. So we're gonna stick to form going up. And you need to understand that when we pinch the form always slightly goes up. Yes, this is almond in my world. This is the only almond in my world. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blend Apex. I'm sorry, Angie. Angie is my brave model. Follows everything I say. Thank you so much. And now I'm pulling my file and going downwards. When you're shaping nails that need to have that upper arch connected to B, you do not use those motions. You use filing on a side. This motion goes only if the B is lower than the A. That's a very common mistake that I see in my classes with my students, and I always tend to correct them. Let me just blend the apex more. I don't need it that high. And you can see that I already started to have that beautiful graduant fall. Oh, my English is sometimes so bad. Maybe better. My classes will be more interesting. You know, I had a teacher that has an accent. Yeah. Right? Yes. So when we look at the nail from the bottom, our arches are not lying. They're going to tell us where we need to shape more. And we need to shape more on a side, which means that we're not pressing file here. We are basically using the file and following the shape of the nail. Like this, and going up. Our nail ends at the bottom. It doesn't end on the sides. So what we need to do is we need to swipe and remove the thickness and start to finish, have the equal flow. And now the other side. If I want stiletto shape, stiletto form is very straight. Stiletto goes straight down. It doesn't have a belly, just like this nail, it goes straight down. Nails, modern nails, they don't have bellies anymore. So let's just remove that from our regular shaping. And nowadays, everything has that very straight and thick fall. Okay. And you can see that we already removed this part. Now I have to be careful because we moved Angela's form on one side, which means that this side will be thinner. So I need to make sure that I don't touch her natural nail plate. That can happen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pull my file on one section, the section that is thick. I'm not gonna touch body anymore, the upper part. I'm just gonna focus on the free edge. Now, if we, let's say, want a shorter nail, we can also make it shorter. So I'm going to do it so you can see that everything is fixable. Let's do it shorter and let's round the length. This is our first thing. We need to set up the length. Now, because we have thickness here, now we're removing hips. So length goes first. After the length, everything follows. How can you know where to shape if you haven't set up your length? Number one rule in shaping: do not lift walls, do not take anything down until you set up the length. I always say that on my classes. I'm going to repeat it now. If you're doing balayage on a hair that you need to cut, first you need to cut the hair and then do the balayage, not vice versa. because we cannot set up a colors or know where to file if we don't know where is our length. So that's something that needs to stick in your heads, and follow that. So now I'm gonna use my e-file and cylinder bit to blend cuticles all together. Cylinder, put my e-file on, and 45 degrees on the cuticles, and blend. You can see that I'm, instead of moving my hand, I'm moving Angela's hand. And that's the only way how we can blend the cuticles. I mean, the only way. The only way for me. That's what I wanted to say. Now as I go with my cylinder above apex, you can see all those little specks of glitter popping out, and that's going to give us even more design in the end. Now I'm going to use my buffer. Are you okay? Do you need a pat on the back?
I need some one.
Okay. Oh, okay. So she's laying. Cool. Angie gets comfortable very easy. Perfect model.
Yep.
Can we? Thank you. Okay. Buffing it with coarse all the way, all the corners or all the angles, even the bottom. Continuing with file with the medium one. Buffer, not file, sorry. I like salads. I'm more of a salad person, not a pizza person. Zoya is a pizza person. So now I'm gonna take a finer buffer, the blue one, and
Smooth it out.
Smooth it out. Yes, I use the e-file for removing the apex. Okay. This is the nail. Now what I'm gonna do is, because I have that little tiny hole. You can see it?
Yeah.
Yes. Air bubble from foil. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna fill it with the white because we can. If you're using gel polish, yes, I would definitely, because it is, if the nail is acrylic, but because I use polygel on the edges, I would do the white. I would do the fine one, because usually where the polish, can you please put your hand in so we're not losing time? So what happens, because I use polygel at the free edge, I would use the fine definitely, because usually it peels from the edges. So if acrylic is on the edge, then I would definitely use medium coarse buffer, leave it with medium, and would not go any finer than that. But because I use polygel at the free edge, I dare to say that, because I did it before, polishes will stay. Because what happens when we have edge of a nail that it's fine on acrylic and we have color peels from the edge, because we're grabbing things with our hands, with our nails, and what happens is they deteriorate, and that's where the air and water comes in, and then the nail starts peeling. But if we have polygel here and acrylic here, polygel will enable color to move. Here, never a problem. So yeah, I would buff it to the finest, even with that. Let me just wipe it. And let's start again this side with fine file, and then medium buffer, and then finer buffer, coarse, medium, and fine one. I'm not going to skip from file to fine one because I'm going to have ridges on the nail, and that's something that I don't want. And now I'm filing everything again. So now what I'm going to do is, because I can see that on the other side I had a little bit of natural nail popping out, I'm going to use non-acid primer on other side where you can see the shades. I do not like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use non-acid primer instead of using any product. I need that tiny sticky surface, and I'm going to place white transfer foil because non-acid primer acts like a double-sided tape, and I can use it in a case where I see some shade that I want to cover because I don't like it. I'm going to use it as quote-unquote foil glue, and it will stick on. So one little trick. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to prepare my next design, which is absolutely amazing, and with that design we definitely going to finish our nail. So hey Christine, hey Maria, thank you so much. Let me just show them. You can see the almond. We can see all the perimeters for one almond. A higher than the B, gradual flow, very smooth, smile line perfect, edges, angles to the point. Let me see. Bottom, and then let's take a look at the close-up. Perfect. Let's turn the hand. Piece of plastic. I don't know, do you have stickers? I basically don't use stickers, I use the plastic. I'm going to take the piece of this plastic and I'm going to cut certain shapes from it. Thank you, Christine. So I'm going to go and I'm going to cut some angular shapes. Make sure that I'm going to place them on the surface because I see them better. And I'm going to go back and forth. And cut shapes. I'm going to cut more than I need, just in a case. And now I'm going to use matte top coat from Ugly Duckling. And I'm going to cover the nail in matte top coat. I make sure that everything is dust free. I'm going to start from the middle. And just to see, stop shaking.
Sorry.
You can see. And I'm going to lift it up. And you can see that transparent apex that I wanted to have in order to that glitter to pop up from the bottom. Let's just show them up close. Everything basically is popping out now, but we're not going to stop there. I'm going to use the tweezer. Melina, you're so funny. And now I'm going to use the mat, and I am going to, let me just leave a little sticky, and I'm going to find the pieces and stick them on the nail. And I'm going to see, and I'm going to look where I'm placing it, and connect. And basically I'm gonna do something where I want you as viewers, I want to show you what I want to show you, and I don't want to show you everything, and you will see in the end what I'm talking about. Like this. Let's cut it more. The story of my life where I don't need it to stick, it sticks, and where I need it to be still, no way. Please do not use your cuticle scissors. That's one thing that I forgot to tell you. Okay. And stick him on. Let's see how it looks before the lamp. Let's put it in the lamp 60 seconds. Right? Awesome. Looks like galaxy. Yes. Thank you, Christine. Yes, I do classes in my private studio in Vancouver. I do, and I teach Salon Perfection, Extreme Shapes, Russian Manicure, art, basic classes. And Christine is one of my students, and I am super happy with her progress. If you don't know what I'm saying, go on her page and just see the results. And I am super happy to know that people follow my work, and even Christina came for a class, 2 classes actually. Okay, so now, yes, this video will be saved. So now we're gonna show you what we did. So now I'm peeling all of those little plastics from the nail. Where are you? Okay. Yeah, we're still doing classes during COVID because our classes are not banned and we still can perform services. So yes. And let me just peel this last one. It's a bit stubborn. There we go. And now I'm gonna take alcohol because Matt from Ugly Duckling, it's a wiping one. I'm gonna take alcohol and I'm just gonna tap it. And show you the results. First things first, what I like to do, I will use a fine buffer, and every single time when I'm finished with nails, after color, after gloss, I take my fine buffer and I buff the edges, because during the procedure and the application, you definitely can encounter that color droop down, or you have some excess that needs to be fixed. And then we basically clean those areas again with fine buffer. So now let's calm the camera down. I'm gonna toss my light so you can see better. And you can see that through those little windows that we created with plastic, we see everything that's underneath. I'm definitely gonna take a picture. Don't move. I'll slap you.
I'm easy.
We gonna take a picture afterwards so you guys can see all the angles. No cheating. We're not hiding anything. And you can see how it looks. Okay, this is a shade that I was looking for. You can see that everything that I placed underneath is starting to pop out. And let me spray it with alcohol one more time. Thank you, Melina. Please do share with me. I want to see. Thank you, Gazella. Gazella. Angela calls you Genesis.
I do not know why, but Genesis is stuck in my head now.
Gazella Genesis. I do classes for all levels. I do basic classes. I do salon. I'm gonna slap you.
Sorry.
Salon perfection, and I do educator classes. So definitely, I am an educator and mentor for all people,
all ages,
all ages and
races.
types. There is a website. It's www.zrinkabnailacademia.com. But you can find me on my Instagram. Everything is updated there. Please do go and follow me. I definitely don't have a YouTube channel for you to subscribe, but hopefully I will soon. Kim wants to be my next model. So,
sorry, you can't.
Angela said you can't. Okay, so let's turn your hand. Just show them from this point, and then I'm gonna rotate my camera. So this is it. Awesome, amazing design. It does shows a lot of skills. I will definitely make sure to post pictures on my social media so you can follow up, and definitely Girls from Ugly Duckling will do the same. And here's my model. Hello. Let me rotate the camera. And we're done. Are we done?
We're done.
2, 1. Finish. Let's do this.
Woo!
Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Your eyelashes.
Oops, sorry.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ugly Duckling, for allowing me to share my skills again, and welcome to my world. As always, you can follow them on their social media. You can follow me on my social media. You can follow Angela on her social media.
Almond Beauty Lounge.
Thank you, everybody. Hvala cure od kuće, s Balkana. Puno vam hvala na gledanju. Svima hvala na komentarima. Say hi.
Hi. Hola.
Thank you so much, everybody. Priscilla is next, 2 p.m. We're looking forward to see that. And thank you, right? That's all. Ta-da-ta-ta-ta-ta. Saving the video.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Pusa bok.
Pusa bok.
Pusa bok.
Pusa bok.
Da-da-da-da. Oh, what's Angela's social media handle? It's Ella Bonita.
Beauty Lounge.
Can I turn it?
It's Ella Bonita. ELLABONITA.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my God. I forgot. Okay, we're done. Bye.
I cannot with you.
Thank you so much, Christina, Natasha, Yvonne, Priscilla. Thank you, and
What if they don't
see
know
you
how to spell
another
it?
time.